ever felt like people that you have a connection with step on your toes? Do you feel like some people interact with you without any regard as to what you're comfortable with? And subsequently, do you find yourself experiencing resentment as a result of this? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then stay tuned, because today on Connections That Matter, we are going to talk about boundaries. And if you answered no to any of these questions, then also stay tuned, because someone you know does feel this way, and we've got tools and practices to help that you can share with them. Hello, and welcome back to Connections That Matter, the show where we discuss using tools and practices that help us form meaningful relationships within ourselves and with others through a lens of self-honesty and observing our behavior. I'm your host, Mike. And today, we are going to be doing things a little differently. We have a time machine donated to the show by today's sponsors, the Temporal Depot, a division of Before and After Enterprises. For all your time traveling needs, remember to shop at Temporal Depot. Their motto is, helping you change the past since next Tuesday. Today we are going to use our time machine to travel back in time to the year 1959. So much happened that year. Alaska and Hawaii became states. The Cuban Revolution had just brought Fidel Castro into power, and the iconic Barbie doll had just made its debut. Our guest on this show today was also a very, very popular musical star back then. And the best part is, he doesn't even know that he is going to be a guest yet. Or is it that he didn't know he was a guest yet? Time travel confuses me. Okay, so here we go. All the way back in time, all the way to Graceland. And hello there.
Oh, what? Where did you come from all of a sudden? Watch out. Oh, I know karate.
Easy there. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. My name is Mike. I'm the host of a show far in the future called Connections That Matter, and I'm here to interview you on the topic this week. Well, not actually this week.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. Oh, this is all so sudden. You got me all shook up. So, what's this topic you want to interview me about?
Well, the topic is boundaries.
Well, here's a boundary, little fella. How about you don't pop in on a guy all of a sudden with no warning by materializing out of thin air behind his back while he's minding his own business in his yard just trying to mend his own fence?
Hey, that's a boundary. And, well, I acknowledge the unfortunate irony that we had to cross that boundary in order to discuss boundaries with you.
Well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right. But hey, why should I care about this? Why is it so important that you'd cross time and space to talk about it?
Well, boundaries are important because they define what we are responsible for and what we are not responsible for. In a way, they define us. They define what is me and what is not me.
You sound like a Virginia Slims magazine advertisement. Now, I don't smoke, but I know you've come a long way, baby. So try to be more specific.
Okay, healthy boundaries are important because they help you say yes and no appropriately. They prevent resentment and manipulation, and they allow love to be given freely instead of from guilt or fear. And most relevant to the core of this podcast, to create healthier and more honest relationships, which is really the intrinsic value of doing a dive into this topic, and the main reason why we're revisiting boundaries here on Connections That Matter. For many people, living life without considering healthy boundaries can feel overwhelming. What I mean is that we can easily feel like we never please people no matter how hard we try. And we can feel like we are being walked on. This can lead to us feeling resentful, and we can even feel embarrassed by the fact that we feel resentment.
Oh, there you got me. You're describing me to a T. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a big a hunk of burning love. I try to be nice to people, but then they take more than I want to give. Everything from my lawnmower to the publishing rights of my music, little fella. Well, that's where the real shinola is. Then I get mad. I just want to run my lawnmower over my record label contract negotiator. Then I feel guilty for even thinking it. You're right, little fella from the future. Go ahead and tell me about all these boundaries you speak of. But you'll have to talk while I'm working, see? I'm just trying to mend this fence. It's the only property line marker between me and my neighbor.
Hey, what a great example. Boundaries are like property lines, but they're property lines for our emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual lives. Hey, who's your neighbor?
His name is Bob. Neighbor Bob. He's some cool cat. He likes poetry and coffee shops and all that noise that they call jazz.
Did he come over often?
Are you kidding? He comes over whenever he wants to. He doesn't wait for an invitation, and then he talks my ear off, and then he's always borrowing something and never returning it. I feel like he's slowly stealing everything I own when he yaps and yaps at me.
Oh my gosh, should you just get a restraining order?
A restraint? Are you kidding? This is 1959. We still don't have seatbelts or even DUI laws yet. Now, don't get me wrong. I really like the little fella. He's very philosophical, and, well, that helps me to write songs that go a little deeper than just love and fashion. I just wish I could regulate the timing of his visits, though, and not feel too guilty to say no when he borrows things.
Okay. So you don't want to shut him out entirely?
Oh, goodness gracious, no. If I shut people out entirely, I could get so lonely I could die.
Well, we don't want to do that. So let's look at setting boundaries with your neighbor like we look at this fence you're mending. It marks the line between what you are responsible for and what he is responsible for. And it's not a solid stone wall 20 feet high that blocks out everyone for all eternity. It's a picket fence with a gate that you can open and let people in with when you choose. So like this fence, a healthy boundary is a clear understanding of what belongs to you, what belongs to your neighbor, and the gate is what allows you to control what you will and won't allow in your life. It's just that instead of the land we are standing on, it has to do with what we're doing, our feelings, and in general, the things that we think are important, like our time, energy, and choices. And to be clear, it's not about controlling the other person. It's simply about taking ownership of what's ours in the fields I just mentioned. We want to be able to say no without guilt, and yes without dread and resentment. It's possible to still be nice to people, but without feeling like they are controlling us.
Whoa, that all sounds really good, little fella. Well, I don't think you know this jazz cat. Oh, he can be awfully persuasive. He's got a real swing to his rhythm. I'm just an old rocker who croons of love in 4/4 and heartbreak in 3/4 if I've got the blues. You know what I mean, little fella?
Well, yes, I do. Most people move to the sound of their own drummer, and a lot of people don't even really incorporate the thought of boundaries into their behavior, simply because boundaries haven't been brought to their attention. It's easy for us to feel harm that wasn't intentional on their part. And there are cases where sometimes we need to respectfully put distance between us and them if they continue to break agreements with us or continually cross over lines that we explain to them are harmful to us, even after we have brought them to light. But realistically, most people will respond to boundaries, and it's best to at least try before writing them off entirely. It's very important that we don't allow differences to isolate us. And from what you said, it seems there are some likable qualities about this jazz cat. And that if he would change the way he does things with you, you might be able to have a constructive friendship.
Well, I do find him inspiring lyrically, and I just love practicing my karate on him. Hoo-yah!
Okay then. Okay, you don't want him coming over uninvited. and you don't want to lend him things all the time. What do you feel keeps you from saying no?
Well, my mama raised me to be polite and neighborly. I suppose I feel a little guilty when I say no.
And it sounds like you were raised to behave by a certain set of standards, which itself is not necessarily a bad thing. It's easy to see things in a way in which self-sacrifice is always virtuous. And it's easy to fall into a pattern where it feels like other people's comfort matters more than honesty. But look at it like this. People-pleasing is like lighting yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Sure, it works for a little bit, but eventually you will burn out and they will be cold again. But you won't be able to do anything for anyone else once you're spent. Setting healthy boundaries, it's not selfish. It's not saying only my needs matter, but rather it's simply showing others where the property lines of our feelings and accountability begin and end. Instead, what it says is, my needs matter too.
So if I tell Jazz Cat to call before coming over, and if I tell him I need my mower this weekend, I'm not telling him that his needs mean nothing to me, but I am telling him what I need matters too.
Yeah, you're getting it.
Oh, he'll probably ask me why. Why do I need an invitation? What do I need my mower for this weekend?
And you can answer those questions to whatever degree you feel like. It's okay to explain the rationale behind our boundary, but we do not. I repeat, we do not have to justify them. Other people don't get to choose where our property line on feelings and accountability is. We do. That's why it's called our boundary and not their door.
Oh, here it comes. I'll give it a try.
Hey, Big E, what it be, man? My grass is all grown and it needs to be mown. At risk of being an hoer, I must beseech thee to borrow your mower.
Here, now, don't step on my blue suede shoes, but I have to tell you that I must refuse.
Hey, man, why are you tripping when my grass needs clipping?
Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. It needs fuel, and I do too. It's my mower, and I need it first. Look at our yard. Mine's the worst. You'll just have to wait till I'm done today, and then I'll be happy to send it your way. But if when return you haven't filled the gas, I'm afraid the next time I'll have to pass.
Well, I wish I had known that before I walk in here. I traversed an acre and a half to appear.
I reject the notion of your insinuation that I am the cause of your aggravation. Easily avoided by asking invitation, made easy these days by a telephone's creation.
Hey, man, I'm sorry for the hassle. It wasn't my intention to storm your castle or treat you like a chump who's my unpaid vassal. Please allow me to reiterate my appreciation for you and that I can wait. And I'll phone you up first so you can invitate.
Well, it's all mellow, my neighborly fellow. Just give me a chance and I'll invite thee, 'cause I love to practice on you, my karate choppy. Hoo-yah! Hoo-yah!
Oh, hey, no, Elvis, no. Boundaries! Boundaries! No, Elvis, no! Love me tender, Elvis.
Hey, that would make a great song. Your poetry inspires me. Hi-yah!
Hey-ya!
Hi-yah! Hi-yah!
Okay, we're heading back to the studio in 2026. Okay, we're back. More airbags and less ozone. I don't think Elvis quite got the entire gist of what I was saying, but hopefully you, the listeners, did. Listen, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Henry Cloud. He's a Christian psychologist who has helped countless people improve their lives by helping them to view boundaries through a new lens with his incredibly helpful book that's simply titled Boundaries. Everything you've heard today has been an assimilation of what helped me taking a class that was centered around that book, and I invite you to check out the full volume. Again, that's Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud. When I started exercising boundaries, I was surprised to find just how benign and honestly unintentional other people's trespasses were, and that all this time I merely just needed to say something to activate a healthy change. The point I'm making is that many people don't intend to exasperate us. They just don't know they are until we say something. But watch for pushback from others we set boundaries with. Feelings of guilt can occur when we set boundaries. Now, this is not always evidence we are doing something wrong. Often it is actually evidence that we are breaking unhealthy patterns. People who benefited from our lack of boundaries may react negatively when boundaries appear. That reaction does not automatically mean that the boundary is wrong. In fact, I find through practical experience that the people who get the angriest at my boundaries are the ones I most need to have boundaries set with. Always remember that this is something we are doing for us and not something we are doing to them. And furthermore, if someone demands that we justify our boundary to their satisfaction as a condition that has to exist in order for us to have a boundary with them, then that is red flag numero uno that we have an unsafe person on our hands, and that the chances of maintaining a healthy relationship that's reciprocally respectful and transformative rather than transactional and manipulative are slim. And what exactly do I mean by a safe person or an unsafe person? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's exactly what we are going to dive into on the next episode of Connections That Matter, Safe People. What that means and why it matters. So be sure to tune in next time to Connections That Matter, because loneliness isn't where the story ends, it's where connections begin. And now a word from our sponsor. Welcome to the Temporal Depot. We bring you time machines of all shapes and sizes at a discount price. We buy them in the past, ship them to the future, and pass the savings on to you. Do you need one now? Simply shop for it tomorrow and you can have it delivered yesterday. We have time machines for every member of the family, including those that don't even exist yet. We have time machines for your pets. Tired of scooping that litter box? Simply replace it with one of our low price time machine litter boxes. Everything your little tiger leaves behind will automatically be transported to another time and place. Won't they be surprised? Buy today, shop tomorrow, and receive today here at the Temporal Depot. The Temporal Depot is a subsidiary of Now and Then Enterprises. Now and Then Enterprises is not responsible for any damage caused to the continuity of the space-time continuum as a result of the use of these products. Consult a doctor before using time machines and do not take if you're allergic to the butterfly effect. If you experience symptoms of interdimensional phase shifting anomalies or find an alternate universe from where yourself has come home and you're both confused, discontinue use immediately and seek medical advice. Individual results may vary. Some restrictions may apply. Void where prohibited.